Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, in this episode, I'm going to take a really close look at the XDynamics Evolve 2, the drone, the specifications. I'm going to look at the controller, and then I'm going to show you some video from the camera and some of the cool things you can do with this drone. So you want to stay tuned. Now, I know a lot of you are saying the XDynamics Evolve 2? Why does that name sound familiar to me? That's because a year ago or 2 years ago, I was flying this baby here, the XDynamics Evolve 1. And what they've done is they've taken what they learned from this one and they put it into this one. So this one's pretty amazing. Now, if you click on the link to look at this drone, you're going to see it's pretty pricey. So who is it for? Well, it's for people who own these. Do you own these? This is a DSLR. And this is a mirrorless camera. So if you have been using cameras like this all your life for photography or videography, and you're really good at using the manual settings, not the auto settings, but the manual settings, then you're gonna love this drone. All right, so let's get into it. Now, let me tell you right off the bat, XDynamics sent me this drone for my review and my input and feedback. And for about 4 days now, I've been flying it and giving them feedback, and it's been really good. There's a nice two-way conversation going on. They also sent me this super long spec sheet, and they wanted me to tell you all the points, but I'm only going to tell you the points that I think are relevant to you, the viewer of the Captain Drone channel. All right, so the first thing you probably noticed that's different about this drone is the super large, huge camera up front. Apparently, I'm told by XDynamics that this is the only drone on the planet that can lift a micro four thirds camera in this size of form factor. So it's not a very big drone. Like if you think of another drone on the market, you would come up with the Inspire 2 that has a micro four thirds camera. That is a very large drone and it's not as portable as this. So let me get down to the camera itself and look at my chart because I always forget to say certain things. So it has a micro four thirds Sony CMOS sensor. The pixels in this camera are super large. And if you are a photographer, you know that the larger the pixels are on a sensor, the better the sensor is for low light. This is very true of this one. I'm going to show you some footage that I took in pitch blackness, and it looks damn good. The lenses, it's up to you. You put the lens on you want. It does come with one lens. Do I have it? Here it is. It comes with this little Olympus lens right here with it. That's my lens. Because you can buy lenses off of Amazon or B&H. They're all compatible with this. Matter of fact, the company tested a few lenses, and I'm going to put a little list up here. These are the lenses they've tested that are compatible with this. I think there's like 5 or 6 right now. So you can use those lenses on here for whatever type of photography you're doing. For video, it can shoot at 4K 120 frames per second. It can also record in ProRes at 10-bit. And it can record in H.264, H.265, just like DJI cameras at 8-bit. It has a color palette in here so that when you shoot video or photos, your colors look natural, and I do find it to be very true. I almost find that the color pattern in this Sony CMOS sensor is kind of reminiscent of a Canon camera. Now let me jump back to the megapixels. Remember I said the megapixels are really large? Because they're so large, it has a 12 megapixel sensor. So a lot of you out there might go, only 12 megapixels? I'm so used to 20 or 30 or 40. Trust me, for photography needs, 12 is good. But honestly, if they had those large pixels in a larger sensor, then that would be nice. Carbon fiber, yes, this is a carbon fiber body. And the cool thing is, this is on right now. Do you hear a fan? There's no fan running. You know why there's no fan running? Because there is no fan in here. Every drone on the market that is super powerful and modern has a fan in it to cool the processor. This has a magnesium body. So underneath, the body's all magnesium. And because of that, it pulls away the heat off the processor. So if I put my hand down here, it's nice and warm. It's probably going to warm up the room nicely. But that's how they get the heat away. It's really a ingenious idea. Other items to mention, looking at my chart, if I could see through the props, it has a LiDAR system. So, you know, like on a lot of drones, like DJI drones, they have optical flow. So LiDAR is shooting a laser at the ground, reading the laser, knowing the proper height. It works when you're coming down for a landing. Do not stick your body in between the LiDAR and the ground and the drone, because I've done that a few times. The drone will go like, what the heck is that? And fly up again and scares the heck out of you. It does fly in sport mode at 92 kilometers per hour. So it's very fast. fast. They say that's 53 miles per hour. I've only flown it in sport mode once just to get from point A to point B. I didn't really pay attention to the speed, but I'll do that in future videos for you. This is a cool point. They say it's 90% manufactured in-house by XDynamics. In other words, these are not off-the-shelf parts. So the chips, the processors, all the electronics, the framing, all the stuff, it's all XDynamics. I should also mention right now in the video that XDynamics is only selling this to start in the United States. So that means you buy it from the United States, you get it serviced in the United States, and all your support is in the United States. Another point they told me to pass on is there's no geofencing. I wonder why they wanted to mention that. I guess there's some drones out there that have geofencing. It has a 33-minute flight time. I have flown this now quite a few times. I never got 33 minutes out of this because you know how on a drone you set the low battery, like when it should warn you or return to home if it's getting low. So I set it at about 20%, and at 20% I'm not getting 33 minutes of flight time. They tell me that if you let it go until it has no battery power at all, you'll get 33 minutes. So just know that. Range is 11 kilometers if you put the external antennas on your controller. I'll show you that. I don't have them, so I couldn't do a range like that, but I'm in Canada. I can't do a range test. I will say for my purposes, flying it, I never had any issues with range. You know, I can go out maybe 1 mile. It's not a problem internally. So it is long range if you have the proper antennas. So that's the list. I think I got all the important points, and let me just show you some of the physical things that you're going to see on this drone. Let's start up here with the props. They are quick release props. The motors are massive in size. You do have lights on the arms. You can turn the front lights off if you want, and you can change them to any color in the rainbow that you desire. So here's some footage of me changing the colors on the forward arms. The back arms always stay a certain color when it's flying, just to let you know everything's working, but the forward ones are the ones you can change the colors on. Let me show you some footage here. This is flying it at night and what it looks like in the sky with the colors. The props themselves are pretty nice. They're flexible tips, and the tips do curve up so that they reduce the noise slightly. It is a rather large drone that weighs 2 kilos, 4 pounds. So because of that, you can hear it in the sky. The props do make noise. It's definitely not a stealth machine. Now going to the front of the drone, you see 2 obstacle avoidance sensors. However, they are not functioning at the time of this review. XDynamics told me they are leaving them off for a while, and I'll get into that a little bit later. They're adding features as they continue on with the production of this drone, which users find they need. For people who are professional photographers who use DJI drones or Autel drones, we always turn the sensors off. I don't know anybody who's professional that leaves the sensors on. Going to the bottom where the gimbal is for the camera, it is removable, so you can pull that right off. If your gimbal broke because of an accident or a crash, you just take it off, get a replacement one, and just put it back on, and you're up and flying again. On one of the sides, I believe it's this side over here, this is where you put your micro SD card. There's also the bind button, and there's a USB plug that's over there. It does come with a 64 gig micro SD card. I do not use the micro SD card because micro SD cards are very slow when you use a professional camera if you're going to record in ProRes. So I use on the other side, there's a slot for a CFast 2.0 card, and I have a CFast 2.0 card in there, which is really cool because you can store a ton of stuff on those cards. Super fast read and write capability, and you can record ProRes, which is massive size files, onto that card as well. All right, did I miss anything there? I think I got everything up there. Going along the bottom, let's get to the sensors at the back. I'm going to tell you again, there's 2 obstacle avoidance sensors looking down. I don't know why they have them there because they have the LiDAR system. Those are non-functioning either. They might turn them on in the future. You have the LiDAR system that's there, and you also have your LED landing light. There we go. I powered it off so I can pull the battery out, and if I look at the battery, this is the size of it here, 6700 milliamp hour battery at 14.8 volts. All right, so I think I've shown you everything on the drone itself, so let's jump over to the controller, which I think is the most awesome part of this entire package. Check this out. Now, for many of you that have been flying drones, if you buy drones from DJI, Autel, Hubsan, Unique, whatever, usually, well, DJI is kind of the worst. DJI usually gives you the crappiest of controllers. Autel's pretty good. Other companies like Unique are even better. And then you get companies like Hubsan, which throw in a few things, and VINCI. But yeah, DJI controllers, the reason I say they're crappy is because they give you nothing. It's just use your phone and you have nothing else there. So this is like unheard of. This is a controller that is everything you can imagine in a controller. So let me show you it really close. So it's a clamshell design, and I'm going to show you close-ups, and I'm going to show you it working and everything else. And one of the cool things is I think they took this from Mac. So if I power it on back here, should come to life. I think this is going to light up. So in the back here, is it lit up already, this little thing? It's kind of like a Mac that lights up. So the screen on here, I don't have the drone on at the moment, so I can't show you what it looks like right now, but I am going to show you what it looks like because I've taken some video of this and I'll do a voiceover to explain everything about the controller, because the controller is the sweetest thing of all in this package. This controller makes you want to get out and fly a drone. So here, I don't have the drone on, and if I spin it around, you don't get much, but I just want to tell you this. This screen up here is 8 inches, and it's a touch screen, and it's 1000 nits. So it doesn't matter how bright it is outside, you can see this screen. This screen down here is 5.5 inches, it's a touch screen, and it's 1000 nits. So I want you to think of that. 1000 nits, 1000 nits. How much do you think that would cost you to buy 2 displays, 1000 and 1000? You already know, you see it in so many products. It's going to cost you over $1,000 to get something like this. And yes, it's got HDMI out. It's got so many configurable buttons on it. It's the most awesome controller on the planet. All right, enough of me talking about the controller. Here, watch this.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Please note this video is actually in 4 parts, not just this one part. It would be much too long. So part 2 coming up in another segment is all about the ground station, and you'll want to watch that because the ground station is really cool, and you'll also see how I smashed my drone into a cell tower and destroyed the prop. Now part 3 is all about the camera. That's why you're going to buy this drone. So I'm going to show you video segments of me filming on a sunny day, a dull day, and at night. And part 4 will be me taking the Evolve 2 out for a flight and you coming along with me, you know, from start to finish, flying 1 full battery. I just want to show you exactly some of the cool things you can do with the drone just out and about, out in the field. By then, many of the firmware updates should be out, so it should be great. All right, what I want to show you really quick is what you get when you buy this drone. So obviously you get this awesome controller, which is super expensive. So I'll just stick that over there. You get the controller, you get the drone, you get a lens. Where did I put? There's a lens back here. It comes in the box, so it's an Olympus lens right here. So you get that. You get a, what is this thing? This is a lanyard. There it is. Whoa, I got stuff falling out. So there we go. You have the XDynamics Evolve lanyard. You can put it around your neck when you're holding this controller. That's pretty good. And these little metal things right here will screw into the forward section. Next thing you get is you get the props. So you get a set on the drone, plus you get 2 more, or 1 more set here. You have the charging system back here, the big charging brick, and you can charge up the battery and you can charge up your controller at the same time. And finally, you get the backpack right here. Look at that. This, everything I just showed you fits in this backpack. It's a very slim designed XDynamics backpack. I put it on your back and that's it. Carry everything to the field with this. And this brings me to the end of the video. Now you're watching this review probably about 5 days after I made it, because I had to make the review way in advance because I have a day job, so I had to go to work. I didn't have time to come back to this. So since this review has come out, I've been flying this drone quite a bit, and I have a lot more video to show you. I'm saying this is in the future, Steve talking, of what this thing can do. So what I'll do in another video, I'll take it out with like a hat cam on out in the field, and I'll just talk as I'm flying it and showing you different things, because there's a lot more it can do. So in summary, if you know your way around a professional camera, then you're going to love this drone, because a professional camera like this is designed to allow your artistic talents to come through in any lighting environment. Other drones on the market work well in certain lighting environments, and you know, the lenses don't come off and you're kind of stuck with what you get. So they work well on certain sunny days, and other days it doesn't look that great. But this, it doesn't matter what the lighting is, you can get the shot you want if you know how to use a camera, because it will not do it for you. Not that well. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in a future video with many more reviews of this and other drones. And if you have questions on this drones, I'm still learning it as well. Just post them below. And like I said, I'll have another video coming out where I take it out and fly it, and I can give you my thoughts right there on the spot as I try different aspects of the drone and its features. All right, guys, catch you in the next video. Bye.